Hi, my name's Darren Fink with Transfiguring Adoption, and I have
Jasmine.
And we are going to talk to you today about when parents and kids get into arguments and fights, because it's something that everyone can relate to, I think. And Jasmine and I, to be honest, just had the doozy of an argument and fight where we were yelling and we were screaming at each other, and it was kind of one of those where we're like, great, probably the neighbors know all of our nitty-gritty dirty secrets, and we don't want to go outside right now because we're like, probably everyone in the neighborhood's gonna look at us like, what were they yelling about? But anyways, two things we wanted to talk to you about were hooking and light sockets. And I'll talk about hooking first because that has to do with the parents. So when parents get hooked, it's when you start to have a situation with your kiddo where they start to push your button or they start to get on a pet peeve and you can't back away from the argument or the fight and you just have to keep going. And it's kind of like a fish. They get hooked in and they can't get away. And you keep just wanting to get into that argument and you keep wanting to fight and keep going at it and keep going. And actually during our argument, there were a lot of times when Jasmine even told me, look, you're making me angrier. And those should have been clues to me that I should have just been the adult and been the bigger person and said, okay, you know what, go to your room. We both need to settle down. We're not talking about this anymore until we both settle down. So that's kind of a way to diffuse the hook and when you know, but it can be hard to do. But Jasmine, tell them what light socketing is.
Light socketing is when like the child in the argument is like going berserk and like saying stuff that they probably don't mean and stuff like that.
Yeah, so like a lot of kids from traumatic backgrounds, when they get into a survival mode into an argument or a fight, they're not thinking clearly, and so they're just thinking survival, and so they're not paying attention to what they're saying. They're literally like someone with a light socket, their finger in a light socket, and they're just going kind of berserk. And then kind of when you settle down, there was a time during our argument too that you were just kind of like, I said some things like, you know, we're going so long with this argument, you're going to miss some things. And you said, I don't care. And then after you calmed down, you were kind of like, oh, wait a second. Like you could kind of tell that you were thinking clearer, right? So those are two things, hooking and light socketing. Again, the parent, like at first just saying, hey, let's all both go calm down is a great way to diffuse both of those. But I'm not perfect. Jasmine and other kiddos aren't perfect. So the fighting and the arguments are going to happen. So Jasmine, what do you think that kids and parents should do with each other after the dust is settled, everything's over, everyone's calmed down again?
Try to make it up to each other.
Try to make it up to each other. I know Jasmine and I have been hugging on each other, making sure that we know that we love each other still, because when you get close to people and have a relationship with people and you love each other, you're going to hurt those people at some point. So you need to do your best to go back and make up and make sure the other person knows that you still care about them because you're still in a relationship. So this has been our thoughts on fighting and arguments in your family. We hope this has helped you to nurture and grow your foster and adoptive family.